Hey, what's up, everyone? Mike here with the watch list video for, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Friday, March 22nd. SPY gapped up to all-time highs today, but sold off most of the day. We'll glance at the 5-minute intraday. It's just pretty much sideways all day, sold off a little bit at the end. We're seeing a lot of boring intraday action. I think the group is doing a great job of finding things still. Some examples from today. I gave, over the mic, I gave the LIDR idea, LIDAR. Hang on a second here. All right, so I'm gonna try to zoom in and show you what it looked like. Probably looked about like this. So I called it over 150, which is where the horizontal line is, because it was in a fairly narrow, tight little pattern there. And yesterday's high was only what, 166, so only 16 cents above. So I gave the 150 break idea, half number inflection point with the yesterday's high above, and it just took off from there. Let me pan out now. So right there where my arrow is, that was the entry idea. It really took off. I mean, it was a great risk reward. The risk was, I think, like 6 cents below using the methods that we teach. So from $1.50 to 214, great percentage gain there. I'm going to show you NNOX because Jorge in chat just called it. The early high was 1145. He called it over the half, and you know what? Let me go to 5-minute 2-day. There you go. So you can see yesterday's high. Put the horizontal line there. So over the half, yesterday's high was maybe 1148, something like that. So it's basically kind of over today's early high, and that would also break yesterday's high in a half number. But if you look at when it hit 1150, I mean, it was straight up to 1229. A 79 cent move almost immediately. Another great post by Jorge. There was certainly other stuff as well, but those are kind of my two that I wrote down, right? And then let me bring this over. Just to remind you guys, these are stocks that are in-play stocks and looking for ways to trade them intraday the next day. So with that in mind, let me go into what I'm going to be watching tomorrow. KAVL, huge volume, closed way off its highs, but I am going to throw it on a chart. LU went out at its highs after going sideways all day, ended up closing strong, has massive volume. LASE, I told everybody in chat this was my favorite. When I went over charts in the afternoon, I said this is my favorite for tomorrow. Sadly, this thing went up to, I'm not even sure, like 250 or something in after hours, but I wasn't in it. Still my favorite though going into tomorrow. So as I'm talking to you right now, it's trading at 218, so not much higher than it closed. I love the chart, right? Big volume, topped out back here, and is starting to curl up an even bigger volume today. That's why I said it was my favorite. AMTX, big pop today. I'm going to look for a follow-through day tomorrow. GDS, kind of a sleeper pick, but over the recent highs, geez, I can't remember where it is. 200 days, like somewhere up here. I don't have it in front of me. Let me pause the video. All right, so there I went ahead and used the chart with the 200-day on it. So you can kind of see over recent highs, the 200 days up there at 974, and could certainly act as a magnet if this thing gets going. So I do like the looks of the chart. ANVS, big pop yesterday, inside day today. I like that look. Possible third day play. CRDF is just a recent high flyer that's kind of coiling, kind of flagging here, and does seem to have found support, right? So maybe one of these days it just rips again. So that's why it's on watch. TKO, possible third day play, quiet day today after the big rip yesterday. BDTX, let me pan out a little bit. You kind of get a better look. So you had a high back here at 685, and then you kind of got a little flag going on here. Did have a big move today though, so I don't know if it's too extended in the short term, but it goes on a chart. CZOO, because of the 200-day, it scrunches all this together. Maybe I'll switch back to the other chart. All right, so I zoomed way in here just to show you the last 2 days have been really strong. I have no idea if this thing had news or not, but anyway, I'm going to put it on a chart. Doesn't cost me anything to have something on a chart. MSOS is one of the POT ETFs. Very, very strong. So I think there's, pending news coming pretty soon. At least that's what traders are thinking. So that one's on watch. APM is a little obscure, but had a big pop here, nice secondary pop, and a couple days lower on almost no volume. So I'm going to kind of treat it as a bounce play tomorrow. SMR had this huge move and then just, man, off a cliff in 3 sessions. I'm just looking for a snapback bounce here. I don't look at this chart and think, oh, that's a pretty chart, but I'm a day trader. So I will also look for stuff that's way oversold in the short term because you can still get a nice trade out of it, right? And then lastly, I'm going to put AISP, which also had a nice move and a couple days lower right into that buy zone in between the 8 and the 20 EMAs, right? So that one goes on watch as well. And that's enough for me. We'll add gappers as we always do in the pre-market. If you're interested, FedEx is gapping up, Nike's gapping down. I think Lululemon got slapped in after hours, but and we'll see if they're still active in the morning and maybe add some of those to the list. All right. Anyway, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in chat.